The world is a scary place right now, and we share your concern, and you are in our prayers. A crisis like this shows how important life is and how thankful we need to be for our friends, family, and loved ones.
Absolutely. This crisis is a wake-up call. And given the choices that you've made, it's a time to look at those and say, if they were good choices, keep doing them. And if they weren't, how can we evolve them to make better decisions that create a better life moving forward?
You learned how financially fragile you are, and that actually is a good lesson. When I lost it all in the real estate crash of 2008, I was able to rediscover a career and completely change directions into something that I actually love. Now is not the time to blame people outside of you or anything outside of you. It's actually time for massive introspection.
Blaming others gives you absolutely no power. According to the Department of Labor, in just 30 days, over 678,000 jobs were lost, and that number is unfortunately climbing.
Some are even saying that there will be more deaths by suicide because of financial collapse, more than the actual virus itself. In fact, in my home state of Indiana, the suicide hotline has gone from 1,000 to 25,000 calls a day, and that's climbing.
We're not here to bring fear. We're just telling you the reality of what's going on and want you to know that there is hope and actually opportunity in times like this when you stop and take a minute and focus on the solution. The world has changed a lot over the last decade and especially over the last 3 to 5 years. Not only has the world transitioned to digital, but careers are shifting and need to be rethought and redirected. Now, more than ever, you desire to set your own goals, set your own time freedom, and be your own boss and create your own hours.
Careers like network marketing and direct sales have become the #1 option for you to create your dream life. We coach and train some of the top network marketers in the world, and for the last 10 years, we've been the #1 trainers of social media in the network marketing space. And despite what's going on, we are actually seeing many network marketers achieve results that are higher than even before the crisis.
Those who have embraced social media strategies are actually seeing career high months right now, and those that haven't in the past are desperately scrambling to learn them.
The largest wave of home business entrepreneurs are entering this profession than ever before. According to Google Trends, people searching for topics like work from home or make money from home is 100 times higher than before this crisis began. Now, if you have a home-based business, that's fantastic. However, now is not the time for you to be smug or arrogant because there are many people that were never made aware of the options of having a home business.
But for those who have never been open to a home business, we feel that the time is now to start looking into one. We appreciate all of you and are thankful for the life that we've built, but we want to help even more of you create their dream life and change everything for the better. This crisis will eventually end, and hopefully not too many lives will be lost.
We will get through this. And it is time for you to build a business that promotes happiness and success. And we hope to do it with you.
Hey there, cats and kittens. My name is Alonda Carter, and I am the Recovering Hunbot. I create anti-MLM videos, and I am dipping my toes into true crime. But if you really think about it, isn't multi-level marketing criminal? Anywho, if you enjoy anti-MLM content or true crime or both, then you might want to do that whole subscribe thing. Okay, good old Ray and his wife are sure here to help during this crisis. Do you feel better now? Yep, anyone on this planet just needs to get on board of MLM. I'm just so glad that they are here and care about us. And yeah, right, they are not here to bring fear, really. Kind of seems like you're actually taking advantage of the uncertainty, in my opinion. And just why would you see people having results? Well, that might relate to, some of those outrageous claims, income and about the products and everything that people have made before the FTC sent those letters, but they are still doing it right now anyway. It might be that the world is more vulnerable right now than it ever has been before. I bet they are just really ever so grateful for their lifestyle is dependent upon selling the dream to people, just like how multi-level marketing companies do that as well. In my opinion, allegedly. Don't come at me. Today's video, in case you haven't guessed, is the second part of the video I did where Ray gave his take on those letters the FTC sent to multi-level marketing companies this past June. The contents of this video is based on my research, experience, and opinions. It is intended for entertainment purposes. You might say that I throw some shade on the MLM industry. I am definitely giving it a side eye, and I might even spill some tea along the way. Anyone I mention in this video is a public figure, or their information is readily available on the internet. All you have to do is use Google and search. Please do not send any hate to any individuals mentioned or anyone participating in this industry. As always, please do your own research. And please be kind to each other and to me in the comment section. I am critiquing an industry that I find problematic and those who create MLM companies or companies that supposedly help you be successful in multi-level marketing. And just so you know, in case you haven't heard, I created a second channel. It is Alonda Unscripted, and hopefully I'll throw up a card. I'll put the link in the description, all that sort of jazz. But we are literally being forced to move during the pandemic, and here we are in Houston where the cases are just running rampant. As a cancer survivor, yes, I have a lot of concerns, and especially now that there's thought that this is airborne. So yeah, I am just being kind of forced to possibly be exposed, and I am kind of one of those vulnerable people in the population. But okay, Karen, never mind that. Just buy the building and make sure you kick us out so you can remodel it, because it is business as usual. All right, back to the video. Sorry about that side note. Anyway, according to our boy Ray, the FTC thinks people are morons. He puts forth an us versus them kind of mentality, meaning those in the profession of multi-level marketing versus the FTC, and also really those in the profession of multi-level marketing and the rest of the world. As I said in my previous video, the FTC and the Direct Selling Association, or DSA, have a revolving door. It is the coyote guarding the hen house, if you will. So yeah, there is that. The DSA, if you don't know, is a lobbying group, and MLMs love to talk about how they are part of it and follow their code of ethics. So let's look at a little part of that first. Okay, this is just one of the amendments. Our Code of Ethics protects consumers and independent salespeople, notice they don't say business owners, with standards that ensure member companies are held accountable when it comes to claims about earnings, product, or other important areas. Our member companies must provide their independent salespeople with accurate information about products and services, sales and marketing methods, and compensation plans. Our member companies and members of the independent sales force must provide documentation for claims and representations when marketing products, services, and the opportunity to become a direct seller. Our members must honor the repurchase policy requiring the company to purchase any unused inventory from independent salespeople within 12 months at 90% or more of the original cost. Our member companies must provide adequate training to their independent salespeople on ethics, marketing practices, and field interactions. Our members must offer reasonable entry fees and costs and encourage salespeople to purchase reasonable levels of inventory. And what is reasonable in all of this? I don't know. That's a very vague term, in my opinion. Looking at this excerpt from their Code of Ethics, let me ask you this. How accurate, if you have ever been in MLM, is it or was it the information you were told given before you joined? What type of income documentation were you provided? Were you stuck with inventory and had no way to send it back? How adequate would you say the training was that you received? Were you taught about tax laws? Were you taught about how to document profit loss? How much did you spend to join, and how much did you spend to remain active? Something Ray does not mention anything about is the DSA caucus, which is comprised of all of these people. Let me just say thank you to my friend Dave for providing me this nice little graphic. Ray tells his followers that those at the FTC give the biggest high fives when they shut down MLM companies. Really? Really? Is that what you actually think? Overall, Ray casts a spell of fear, in my opinion, about big government trying to shut down your freedom, meaning take away your ability to join direct sales. Because, yeah, that is just the promised land, don't you know? He also states that the government has the power to view all your social media posts, even in private groups. Now, really, does it make sense that there is some task force monitoring MLM posts? Of course not. I mean, are they going to look at stuff if things are reported? Yeah, but do you really think people day in and day out are looking at people's posts like that? I mean, maybe you do, but I think they have other things to do. I don't think they're sitting around looking at what Huns are posting. Just saying. However, people reporting to the FTC their story and instances of the outrageous claims Huns make does happen. It will take a lot of reporting for the FTC to take any kind of action. They're just not sitting around reading anyone's posts, you know? I mean, really, let's get real. When you join a multi-level marketing company, you join a cult, in my opinion. There is no financial transparency whatsoever. You are put in a position to believe that it is an us versus them, just like how Ray characterizes, FTC versus MLM, MLM versus just everyone else, or, just regular jobs. In his mind, MLM good, FTC bad. Myself, I say the MLM structure is terrible and that the FTC is overall in cahoots with the DSA. So there is not a lot of protection against what these companies and their distributors do unless you start reporting your experience and telling your story so that you can warn others, and also reporting what other people are saying. Our power is our voice. That's what I'm saying. So use yours. Now, let me just say, because, Ray has this group called Rankmakers. There is no ethics committee when you join his thing or any of these other MLM coaches. I mean, come on, really? There's not. If you're in an MLM, you are sure as crap not going to stir up anything with questions because, you will be shut down. As soon as you start asking anything, you will be shut down. If you begin to voice anything outside of the MLM narrative, you will be ignored. You will be told that you're the problem, that you don't have the right mindset, that you're a hater, and much worse. And that is one of the reasons most people keep their mouths shut, is because of how they're treated. I mean, you're basically bullied into silence, and that's wrong, in my opinion. Now, there's very little evidence that people make money. Most of the time, there is some sort of pseudoscience associated with the products, and there is, that placebo effect and groupthink at work when you're part of MLM. You are discouraged from seeking information outside the group, and people like me are characterized as bitter, sour grapes, losers, and problematic. It is because I am concerned about people joining MLM that I speak out. I know they are being mentally manipulated and pressured. And when you are in it, you just don't see it. You are that frog in the hot water, just sitting there comfortably as the water gets hotter and hotter and hotter. And if you didn't know, I have been in MLM. I was in Beachbody. Just so you know, I do have experience with all of this stuff. Okay, now we are going to take a look of what the Huns inside Ray's Rankmaker group are saying, about what he said about the FTC. And I'm also going to share with you how they characterize people like me in the anti-MLM world. Okay, these posts right here, this is in response to those FTC letters. There were other non-MLM companies too. We all just need to do things the right way. What's always right and always been right. When you understand the tax benefits that MLM reps are entitled to, it makes sense why the government looks for ways to shut us down. There are many anti-MLM, anti-network marketing, etc. groups that make it their mission to attack and report posts all day long to the FTC. I've seen them go after people in posts. It's crazy. Well, let's see. In my opinion, what's right is for a company not to require people to maintain volume for the potential to maybe, possibly, one day, potentially earn money. What's right is for someone to be able to make a livable wage exclusively from selling products and not dependent upon endless chain recruitment. I mean, let's face it, in all of these companies, unless you're recruiting, you're not going to make the quote big bucks. Tax benefits that you are entitled to. Interesting, because I have never heard or experienced anyone in MLM, such as even Ray, who teaches people in MLM, but there's no education related to tax benefits, quarterly tax payments, or anything remotely about how to manage what's coming in versus what goes out. And I think there's a reason why, because, if people really looked at that, it's kind of, a bit on the scary side. Yeah, there are a lot of anti-MLM groups, which you would think might give a distributor pause. But when you are fully entrenched into the world of MLM, you cannot think critically whatsoever. You are far too busy trying to crack the nut so that you can grow a team and be a success story. That busy work keeps you from seeing that you're actually a pawn and being used by the MLM system. Now, like I said earlier, Ray seems to think that the FTC has a bunch of people scouring social media for posts making false claims. I mean, really? Seriously? Really? You really think that that's happening? I'm going to tell you again. The FTC relies on people filing reports. People like you, people like me. That's why it's important for you to do so. Honestly, it takes a lot for them to take any kind of steps against a multi-level marketing company. It just does, unfortunately, but it does. Personally, I do not know anyone who sits around all day long reporting posts to the FTC. Perhaps people do, and they're just gathering up a whole bunch of screenshots and submitting them all day long. I don't know, but that just seems very unreasonable to me. In my opinion, what do you think? I made a video that shows you how to file with the FTC, and there is a link to that in the video description. Also, Americans Against MLM provides a lot of information about filing with the FTC, and there should be their link in the video description as well. So if you want to file, that's how you do it, because, it's really not that hard. It just isn't, that obvious sometimes. And, people are scared to, like to look these things up and actually take action. But I encourage you to take some action. They don't like network marketing because we get to take such significant legal tax breaks and they lose money. That is why they sick the FTC on MLMs. FTC South Africa, I think, is not tough like over there. Actually, I have never heard such incidents, even though there are a lot of network marketers who do claims on income and products. Alarm. Not sure what that means. It's going to get tougher, brother. In South Africa, there was a case that happened not too long ago. Got to protect the industry. You want to trade liberty and freedom for safety and security? Well, how you like it? We will see in November. Is there any legal organization or lobby that works on behalf of network marketing against this kind of overreach? Just to be clear, I meant against government overreach. Shame there isn't so much misleading information out there. Sad. Oh, that hurts. Gee, hun, it is more like you are losing money at an alarming rate. The IRS, just so you know, will examine your taxes. And I want to say that it's within, I believe, 3 to 5 years, that if you're not showing a profit, then they will just consider it a hobby and you will lose those tax breaks, whatever they might be. Again, no one in MLM provides anything about this. And here's the thing, Karen. People report things that are problematic. Have you ever done your research into what they say? I doubt it. I will say that I do worry about people in other countries like South Africa. I did a video a while back about an MLM that is a funeral insurance MLM based in South Africa. It's, in my opinion, highly problematic. Just like that Magic Water MLM and Nagic, which is all over Asia. I made a series on a Nagic. If you haven't seen it, you need to go see those. And good gravy Marie. Let's see, maybe we want for things like MLM that are taking advantage of people to be held accountable for their actions. I do not think reporting janky MLM Hun actions is infringing on your liberty or freedom. Actually, the MLM may be doing that to you because you're not allowed to question anything at all. The lobbyists are found in the DSA, hello. And both political parties have members in the DSA caucus. Their goal is to spread awareness about direct selling and policy issues to the over 20 million Americans involved in direct selling. FEMA, a former MLM, was honored by the DSA for the highest standards in business practices and ethics, which, according to the FTC, for more than 200,000 households were being scammed in an illegal pyramid scheme, and it was shut down. So let me just say, those ethics that the DSA has that they're so proud of, they're just meaningless in my opinion. Smoke and mirror, sleight of hand, that kind of thing. Do you think we are safer posting things in stories? From what I understand, there are ex-MLMers who have a vengeance out for the industry. Wow, I had no idea. Are these regular people who don't like MLM or people with any sort of power? You are not safe anywhere. Just don't do it at all. Boost your immunity is a huge no-no. The names of pages, groups that I know are anti-MLM police. Sounds like MLM, but okay. No, I'm not interested in joining your MLM, Karen. Just search anti-MLM on any platform and you'll be sure to find them. The info they share on their pages is alarming. What are the names of these anti-MLM groups? Are they lobbyists? Do they work for the FTC? Just curious. Also, do you think we are a little bit safer in groups where they are specific to our customers? I would never say a word like cure, but I do say boost your immunity. No, not at all. There are very aggressive anti-MLM, anti-network marketing groups screenshotting and reposting to the FTC, etc. Now, I would not say that anti-MLM has a vengeance for the industry. I would say they are against a business structure that is problematic because it relies on endless chain recruitment, which is not sustainable, and because each MLM company is a high control group, just like the various ML coaches are, and they mentally assault and transform people to continue to be in the system even when people have no results. People are losing money. And you know what? People have a better chance at winning a lottery than making it in MLM. If what we share is so alarming, then maybe you should listen to our message. Just a thought. I guess it depends on your definition of aggressive. If you mean that people in anti-MLM report problematic income claims and product claims, yeah, that does happen. Karen, do you even know where MLM products are sourced from? Have you seen any independent scientific proof that these products work? Have you ever wondered why the products are so expensive? Have you ever had to buy products so that you maintain volume points to be considered active for the purpose of potentially earning a few bucks? Just food for thought. Would saying something like this be okay? So happy that my friend Linda just made some money in her side gig to cover her car payment. I like it. I wonder if it's going to require even more curiosity, like keep her family's wheels spinning for another month. Great point. Then maybe add, certainly not everyone can, but she did with hard work. My 2 cents, whoever. I wouldn't say covering the car payment implies money made as the average car payment is $500. Again, just my 2 cents. Just kill me now with the curiosity marketing. I mean, just stop that nonsense. I mean, who in their right mind will see anything about a side gig covering whatever and then go, ooh, yeah, I want some of that action? Just totally reeks of MLM, just saying, just my opinion. And yeah, if you do earn money, boy, is that work ever hard. It's exhausting. I've been hit with anti-MLM comments here continually since my company has gone down a few weeks ago. Been a challenge to say the least. Any advice on how to transition that I'm prospecting new company? I'm really feeling conflicted, and I know that is not helping at all. 2 things. I feel like all I find is people who are so anti-MLM, like it's written on my forehead, argue with me. No's don't bother me, but it's seeming to be all the time. I know everyone's comp plans are different, but I'm curious, how long did it take you to average $5,000 a month? Gee, if you are getting anti-MLM comments on stuff you post, why would you think anyone give a flying pig's butt about your new company or that you're prospecting a new company? Oi. Okay, so you want to make $5,000 off MLM a month. Is that before or after your expenses? Is it possible to do with just product sales only? And is that sustainable? How do you know it's sustainable? Do you have proof that it's sustainable? I doubt you have any proof of any of that or know anything to respond to any of that. How many people do you have to recruit, and what does their volume have to be so that it kind of rolls up to you in some way? How many hours per day, per week, per month do you have to work to earn that 5K? How many people in the company earn that each and every month or more and can maintain it year after year after year? Now, if you are in a very large network, it is possible, but most people are not. Most people will stop buying the product or the service because of the cost. One, if your language states that the only people you find are anti-MLM, that will be your reality. Work on changing the internal dialogue to match what it is you want to experience too. There are so many variables to that question, like number of prospects each day, follow-ups, personal development, level of influence when starting a business, etc. What might be true for one person may be completely unrealistic for another. Only saying that to be sure you are seeing the possibility and not comparing yourself to others. Over a year in my biz, I'm still not there, which is more the norm than not. What is your personal belief level about this industry? Are you or were you skeptical? Is your belief rock solid? I love this industry. It gives stay-at-home moms like me the ability to bring in money. It's interesting that you're bumping into people like this. I don't have that experience. And if someone else mentioned here, even changing our language and our thoughts about that can make a difference. It's all about mindset. Just don't give up. Just stop with the mindset. I mean, please. Puppy, please. I used to think like that too. Really, I did. And it just makes me crazy, you know? It makes me just want to go take a bath now and beg for forgiveness from people. You know, oh, I was such a jankhole. I was. And yes, there are a lot of variables. But give me a break about comparing yourself to others. When you're doing all the things, you're still spinning in circles. You kind of start going, what's up with this? Now, influence, yes, that matters. If you have a small network, good luck, my friend. And if you have a large network, I really hope you do not lose your humanity while stepping on others so that you can make some cash. Kill me now. Believe about the industry. Yeah. You have to truly believe that it will work and just everything will follow. It's just that. That's all that it takes, really. Biggest eye roll in the history of all eye rolls just now. Rankmakers, would love your insight and advice on how you might answer this question. Thank you in advance. Is it MLM? Yup. I will give this some thought. Wouldn't this affect unemployment benefits though? Do you like being on unemployment? No. Okay, let's fix that now. Oi, and yes, if you are making money through MLM, direct sales, whatever the heck you want to call it, you have to report it, you know? You're legally required to do that if you are on unemployment, and that can impact your benefits. I had it impact me, just like right now with what's going on in the world. People can work, they can earn up to a certain amount. I don't know what it is in your state. I know what it is here in Texas. And if you earn that amount or more, then you don't get unemployment for that week. So if you're doing MLM and you're not reporting it, that's going to catch up with you. And then you might have to pay back that unemployment. It's just not a good idea, you know? And there is a video that I made on all of this several months ago. I'll try to remember to put a link somewhere, but it's in all my videos. I made it probably in April at the beginning-ish kind of stage, maybe March, April, something like that. I made it a while back. So yes, you know, I kind of go into that stuff. I keep getting the MLM objection consistently. It's about the only objection I get. If I get the MLM objection one more time, I will literally scream. If I keep attracting anti-MLM prospects, I know it must mean I have hang-ups with network marketing myself, except I didn't realize it. Anyone have this problem? How did you change your mindset around MLM when you didn't even know it was an issue? At the moment, I'm going back and re-listening to Ray's videos on anti-MLM. I know this is a great place to start. I'm open to more suggestions. You don't change their mindset, as Ray says, but you ask them if they know someone that would be open to hearing about the products or the service and get them to post for you and offer to put them in some kind of draw. Could be a $50 gift card. You know, that $50 gift card, hello, that's an expense on you. That company ain't giving you that $50 gift card. That's on you. Eric Worre has some great network marketing information in his video series called First Steps. Not sure where to find them. On his website, maybe? I got them as part of a deal with my company. Lots of good information. You might even find some of it on his YouTube channel. I get that too. Sometimes they just need to be educated on this industry without taking it personal. I used to get defensive, and then I realized people are just not educated enough. Oi, you really think the reason you are attracting anti-MLM people is because of your mental hangups about MLM that you did not realize? Get out. Get out. This is utter nonsense about your mindset being the problem, Karen. That's just ridiculous. I mean, really, please, puppy, please, just stop. Just stop. And if anyone in MLM asked me if I knew anyone that would be open, a total Ray Higdon word, implying that you're just close-minded and a loser if you're not open to MLM. I would say, as long as it is not direct sales, network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever, not interested. If you are anti-MLM, then guess what? You're not going to recommend this, whatever it is, to a single person because, it's just all jank to you. Just saying. No one in anti-MLM is going to be like, yeah, let me look at okay, here, let me give you some names. Contact these people. No one is going to do that. So this just happened literally first time I prospected in groups. I was going along with last week's DMO training. I was a little nervous because the group announcements say not to try to sell our stuff. And then I thought, okay, I'm not mentioning a product or company, so okay. She was the first person I reached out to. Now I'm scared to death to reach out to the rest. Thoughts or anyone? Hi, Hannah. I found your profile on a mutual page we follow. I see you are a busy mom. I'm in a business that has helped many busy moms. I know we don't know each other, but this totally out of the blue. But I'm curious, would you be open to taking a look at what I'm doing? If not, totally cool. So not to be a person who messages random ass people to try to get into your business and buy. Literally the most annoying thing a human can do. I'll be messaging admin of the group that we're in with me as well because I'm almost positive they'd be against you going around and trying to promote whatever this is. Just trying to help busy moms. I've been one. Totally cool. You're not interested. Nobody cares. You should not be preying on moms that you don't even know to try and promote some dumb crap. And yes, you should be concerned about reaching out to anyone else in the mutual group. There is a reason why groups have rules. And you know what? People do not want people shilling their wares, especially when it's MLM. The problem is MLMers were taught to join groups to try to find people and, kind of like build that rapport, that relationship, create some kind of, sense of like, oh, we're just all friends. We're all alike, and then prospect them. It's a huge problem. Social media has allowed MLM to proliferate. It is also allowing those of us who are against MLMs to have a voice and warn others about the nature of these companies. Following as the groups I am in had the same rule. I did the DMO in the group I was in, and within an hour, the admin sent me a message and they removed me from the group. Maybe trying a fan page, that's my next place. They don't have to be rude about not being interested. I know soliciting in many groups is not allowed. Also, keep in mind that some people seem to want to be offended. That's on them, not you. You maintained the right attitude. You didn't argue or defend. You presented them with a choice. They chose ugliness. Move forward. I also found that a lot of groups have that not messaging others rule, but I think that's where being engaged in the group first comes in. People see you. Then they think they know you when you message them. Okay, a fan page or a business page, whatever you want to call these things, MLMers have been told to go there and troll too. It's not cool. It's totally not cool. People hate it when you slide into their DM with the goal to sell you on whatever. It's a total suck bucket. People are sick of being hit up by this crap. So yeah, some people are very blunt because MLM is just jank. And no, people do not want to be offended about MLM. They are not interested because it is an awful business cancer. Being active in the group does not make people think that they know you. Are you nuts? I mean, come on. That is some total BS that someone sold you to believe that crap. Groups are very protective about MLMers and will pounce on you. Been there, just move on. Focus on building relationships and attraction marketing. Well done. Who's next? Respect the rules of the group. Try offering a bit of value and curiosity in the comments, something that elicits them asking a question. Then I offer them more info if they message me. If the rules of the group prohibit it, don't do it. If it's an unrestricted group, go for it and don't worry about the haters. You're going to get plenty of those anyway. Yet, this same woman is selling stuff all over her page. I would say move on. She's rude and you don't want her business. I wouldn't prospect in a group that you actually get a lot of value out yourself and you wouldn't want to be kicked out of. Find new groups where your ideal team members would be. Add some value before you start prospecting, and don't prospect the admin or moderator. The response you got is not typical, and if you get kicked out, move on to the next group. You dodged a bullet there. Great posture, by the way. I just can't with the curiosity. Honestly, if people are totally coy about what they do and, hide their product or anything, that's just a huge red flag. People see that and they know it's MLM, Yeah, just, group hop. Be sure to add value. Yeah, that's just totally going to work. Y'all, I read anti-MLM on Reddit to see what not to do and what people think of us. It's eye-opening. Go for no. You got this. I was scared too. Just don't take it personally. There are lots of ignorance out there. They're lost. I'd say that's probably a no. Too bad with that tenacity. She'd probably crush it. Oh well, move on. There's so many groups out there that if you got kicked out of this one, you can always go to another one. Way to go and take some steps to reach out and possibly impact someone. Next. I literally give zero craps if I get kicked out of a group, and I always tell my clients if someone reacts to you negatively, it is more of a reflection of them than you. Think about this. What would it take for you to snap and be rude to some random person on the internet? What would have to have had happen in your day life that would make you be ugly to someone? Crush it? WTF, are you crushing it? Okay, how many people on your team crush it? How many people in MLM crush it? And what is your definition of crushing it? Now, I will say there is no need to be overly rude or aggressive. I have seen some behavior that makes me very uncomfortable because overall, most people are not some highfalutin Hun, They are just someone who believes in the dream. Now, they are all victims of the MLM machine. Now, granted, there are some people at the top that, do the victimization. And I don't know if they were already, just wackadoos before MLM or if MLM turned them into narcissists. I don't know, but I think there's something going on there. Just think about how you would feel if someone came at you. It feels really crappy. What it does not do is make people go, oh, gee, maybe I need to reflect about MLM and stop this. They double down. That's what happens when, there are really, really aggressive anti-MLM things and people go after these Huns. They double down because they're not going to be like, yeah, you got a point there. I mean, just think about it. Think about it. Delete, block, and move on. She can't do what you do, or she thinks she can't. So she's resentful for you being brave and going for it. That's how I look at people like this lady. Don't take it personally. Keep going. Oh my God, she is resentful. Come on. But yeah, this is the crap you were told, and you start to think, yeah, I am brave. I'm going for it. Question. If I happen to do a Facebook post and someone who knows me or should know better but apparently doesn't, or someone who doesn't really know me that well replies to my post with an anti-MLM, it's a pyramid scheme, you're deluded, quit trying to bring more suckers into MLM, etc. response, how in the heck should I respond to something like that? Or should I just ignore it? Or should I delete it from the post thread? I've had this happen a few times in the past, some very recently, primarily with two people, one I've known since he was in third grade, my son's best friend, and one a former coworker. Both know me well enough to know I would never knowingly recommend something bad, and both have seen my results and are still pretty nasty about my company and MLM in general. I've tried engaging them in the past to little or no avail. Yeah, I bet. My son's friend is at least less derogatory about what I do, but my former coworker continues to post some fairly vicious replies. This seems to effectively shut down further comments from others. I bet it does. How do others in here handle this type of thing? Ray, any suggestions from you on this? Would love to see some training on proper response etiquette. If someone felt that free to publicly bash what I was doing, they aren't my friend. I would delete and block them. Posture, posture, posture. What would you do if someone walked up to you and believed it was appropriate to trash your life's goals and vision? And it's the same principle, but excluded while hiding behind a keyboard. And if comments get shut down by someone who is anti-MLM, it is because people are doing their own research. Have you thought of that? And here we have it in black and white from Ray. Just get rid of anyone who doesn't believe and doesn't support your MLM thing. Here's an idea. Why not start doing your own research about people on the other side and what we're saying? Just give it a go. Stop believing the dream that you're sold and told. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Something I want you to be very clear on. If someone does not have an active upline, no worries. They will be able to seek out help, meaning an MLM coach like Ray. And once they are involved with someone who has, claim to success, they will become, more entrenched. They will believe more in what that MLM dream sells them. As you can see from their interactions, their belief in MLM is strong, and anyone who is against it, that's the enemy. The thing is, those who are against it, for the most part, were involved in MLM and finally woke up and did their own research about the overall nature of the business. Once you really start to uncover how MLM functions, the spell is broken. They think we are deluded. I wonder how many of them have ever read any income disclosure statement and have kept track of their expenses, time, have calculated how much they make in comparison to the amount of time that it took them to make that. And if they're seeing others around them that are struggling and failing and all of that, but until you are ready to see the emperor has no clothes on, you will just stand there and applaud like the rest of the crowd and think, "Oh, this is just fabulous and wonderful." Overall, Ray thinks that the FTC warning letters is an out-of-control government regulation. He ties this to MLM being, freedom of choice, and the government is just trying to take away your choice, to join an MLM. Unfortunately, when you do join an MLM, you become trapped in systematic destruction of your personhood. Ray believes that you are trading safety for big government. He also claims that the MLM industry does not have a lobbyist group, but the DSA, and they're also proud of being associated with it. In sum, whatever MLM puts forth is a story. Think about it. Just think about those leaders who are speaking at the conferences and stuff, and their life prior to MLM. It's always a mess. And somehow, they create this beautiful life. Thank you, MLM. It's really, really a very dangerous type of destruction that's happening. And it's running rampant right now. So when you're not allowed to question and think for yourself, you, my friend, have entered a high control group. And remember, you're beautiful and I love you.